This is one of the karate drills that I do in using my mukjang, my wooden dummy that I sort of built for myself here. Even though it's an Okinawan system that I teach, I use the Chinese stuff because I've had Shaolin monks teach me as well. I actually helped bring Shaolin monks to the United States shortly after 9/11 with a letter writing and recruitment campaign from various karate experts. And anyway, so they came over and they actually came to my basement when I lived in St. George, Utah, and trained with Shaolin monks in my home straight from China. Pretty cool. Anyway, this is from the karate perspective, one of the things that I do with beginners, just putting pressure using the block, but without striking, putting pressure on the blocking surface. Then after a certain amount of pressure, and they can tolerate, because if you push hard that can hurt, after you put some pressure on it, then you start doing the twisting of the block, whether it's the uchuke inside out block or the soto outside in block. And then after we've put pressure, twisting, then a little bit of rubbing is the next phase. Now each of those phases takes as long as it's going to take, depends on how consistently and regularly my students work on it. But I start with pressure, friction, and then basic blocking. And I use body shifting as well, because that's always important. Move your body offline of the attack. And then they can begin actual blocking. Low blocks, same thing, using twisting, rubbing, twisting, rubbing. And we begin that way to build up the tolerance to the pain. The skin gets a little thicker, the bones get a little harder because of pressure and friction, as I posted in one of my responses recently. So that's where we begin, okay? Then we can go into what's called the 6-star blocking. Typically the ude tanren you would use with a partner where you're banging forearms. If you don't have one, this comes in handy. So we can go 1, 2, 3 with our striking, or we can start up and go up, or down, up, down, either way. Then as you advance, we start applying the 2 hands at the same time. And the same thing going down, up, down, or up, down, up, and repeat as many times as necessary. So that's a real simple, quick, basic progression of how to condition the blocking. And I'm telling you, somebody comes in with their haymaker, or even in a choke or a grab, if you can apply a good snapping block, you'll have a good deterrence to further attacks. And the judge will be able to say, hey, he didn't even hit him, all he did was block. But a good hard block, properly conditioned, will prepare you to be properly hardened and able to handle. Anyway, my little input.